want to engrave this into every single person that's here today. The protest is a protest, but we are celebrating life, our normal life that we have to fight right now. Okay? It's our responsibility to ourselves. It's our responsibility for our elderly population that's been subjected to extreme measures. And actually, you know, I don't want to make a hard term, but I look at it as a genocide of elderly population what took place in Canada and across the world. It's really the genocide of elderly population. There's a lot of facts coming out, guys. We can talk about it later. And it's also a responsibility for our children. And that's why we have specifically kids event. This is our second Saturday, specifically focusing on having as many children as we can. And let me tell you, I'm already unfortunately saddened to see how our children after over 2 months of being subjected to indoctrination into fear already are very timid compared to how they were 2 months ago. And everyone should be very, very alarmed by that. The children are sitting on the benches. They have anxieties of being with other children. We cannot allow that to continue. This all must stop now. Yes! All must stop now. I'm going to talk quickly about some of the stats, guys. There's a lot of data coming out now. Some of the things I want to mention, they're important. First of all, for everyone to really understand, if you don't know already, every day saying how many new cases of virus we have means nothing. No. It means nothing how many new infected people with this virus. The only information they need to tell us is how many people are serious and going to the hospitals. And they're not telling you that. They're not telling you that for a reason, because the numbers are so small, you will lose your mind to understand that for a few people that are serious, unfortunately, but they're able to get proper health care because we have a very good hospital care. Because the numbers are so small, they're not telling you that. They only keep telling you like basketball stats, how many new cases every day. They're making a game out of that. And that's ridiculous what we're doing to lives. Now, the other thing people need to understand, the tests are always double counted. There's cross-contamination that happens with test kits. They're mixing up all the signs, all the results from the test, and that's happening in the United Kingdom, that's happening in the United States, and guess what? It's happening in Canada as well. So people need to understand, the numbers every day is 300 for Ontario or whatever it is for the whole Canada. I stopped following those numbers a long time ago because I can see it's always the same bullshit they're trying to put on us.
It's a lie.
I'll tell you right now, 99.8% survival rate from this virus.
Yes.
Please note this number. 99.8% survival rate from this virus.
Yes.
One more time, everybody. 99.8% survival rate from this virus.
99.8%.
Yes. So how's this is the worst thing that ever happened to humanity? Please explain me. This is like a Second World War. This is like a Spanish flu. By the way, I just found a good article last week. There's a good correlation between the Spanish flu deaths and the vaccine that was created by Rockefeller Foundation at the same time. Coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. And guess what? The only using that Spanish flu in all the media, and they're not talking about the Hong Kong flu that happened in 1968. Please do your research. The Hong Kong flu in 1968. They had a Woodstock festival around the same time. And we're not allowed to have this gathering. We're not allowed to have a Canada Day celebration. All the festivals in Toronto and across Canada are cancelled. This must stop now. Again, this is the real data. This is not some funny statistics we're trying to use. We have hundreds and hundreds of people coming here every single week. So if this virus was as contagious and as deadly as they're trying to make us to believe, the whole city should be in a hospital by now. Like what? How's that even possible?
Less lethal than the common flu.
We have over 10,000 beds in a hospital designated for this virus. Not even 10% is being used.
Of course, it's a scam.
It's a scam. This is a scamdemic. Not because the virus is not real. People are definitely affected, but it's the same risk population. We've been saying this from the day one.
Gaslight.
Okay?
Gaslight.
It's 100%. So the other thing I wanted to explain that so when they now are trying to enroll, the Doug Ford is so happy that they're gonna give employees employers opportunity to test their own employees. Like, are you kidding me? They want to create random checks for this test.
Wow.
We cannot allow that to happen. The federal government wants to roll out contact tracing around the whole country and prevent people from traveling in this country. This is a direct violation of our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. We should be free to travel in this country with no restrictions.
Yeah.
They need to be reminded. The other thing I want to say, that the normal life of our children, again, this is why we're here. The school's being rolled out already. In the States and in Canada already, people are getting letters from the schools that kids will be required to wear masks in schools. No! We're not going to allow that to happen. Now, all the regulations, I'm not going to go into details, it's really psychological and physical damage that they're going to impose on our children. Now, let me explain to you why they're trying to do that. The whole agenda is to create antisocial society.
Yeah.
That's why they don't allow people to come together. That's why they don't allow children to play together.
Yeah.
To create antisocial society. That's why they want everyone to work from home. And people embrace it thinking it's a good idea. Sure, there's some benefits, but the antisocial society is real as an agenda. And they're trying to impose that on our children. Okay? The mandatory vaccinations are already going to be rolled out for all the office and government workers. So teachers, nurses, doctors, all will be required to do mandatory vaccination. This is something we must stop now. We cannot allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Again, let me repeat you. 99.8% survival rate.
99.8% survival rate.
We're gonna get better by next week, I promise. Now, that's why when somebody tells me I have to wear the mask, I have to get a mandatory vaccines. We're not doing any of this for a flu. We're not doing this for this virus either.
Oh. We're gonna push
And yes,
back.
flu is a serious thing. People actually die from the flu. I get it. But if we didn't do it for the flu, we're not doing this for this. Couple more things, and then I'm going to get my really good friend to come up here and continue talking. In terms of the masks, for the next protest, I'm going to have 5,000 flyers printed up for every one person here, and take a few for your friends. How we're going to deny wearing the masks in public. I already have a flyer made up. We just want to print it up for next week. You're going to have it with you at all times. Please understand, boycotting the businesses that forcing the masks is not the way. We need to resist and we need to disobey. It's called civil disobedience.
Yeah. Civil disobedience.
We as a people have civil disobedience, and that's the best power we can have to fight all this oppression. This is a real oppression of human rights, of our choices and freedoms, and we must resist. Again, for ourselves, for our elderly population, and for our children and the next generation to come.
Yes.
This fight is real. This is not a drill. And the window to do anything is very small, and it closes very fast. The last thing I'm going to say, before I bring my friend here, is our responsibility to the world. For the next week each, please commit to bring 10 people with you. Not if you're coming. Next week, every single person must bring 10 new people with you. This is how we're going to show this government and this country and the world that we mean business. In Germany, in Poland, in the States, we have thousands and thousands of people are marching. We need to do what we can. And again, to help people to come here, this is a celebration of life. So when you invite somebody, you're not inviting them to the protest. You're inviting people for celebration of life and to come together. Children can play. We can hold a prayer together. We can have some music. People just being humans. We need to fight for a normal life. We need to fight for humanity. And it's not up to us. Who's going to do it? We're going to do it. And we're not afraid. Let's go. Chris, come up here. He's going to talk.